Time for the Sean Miller postgame interview. So, Coach, congratulations. Always great to start the season on a victorious note. Nice job by your guys.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. Also just from us, as a team, we can't tell you how much we appreciate the crowd we had tonight. It was obviously almost like opening night of the new McKale, and what a magnificent building we play in, and the crowd was even better. I wish at times we would have played better for the crowd, but it was a great opening night. Like you said, it flows differently here with the exhibition game and maybe your first couple of games, but certainly your first game of the year. Guys have to work out the kinks, the jitters, so to speak, and sometimes maybe we're not ourselves. And really for the second game in a row, I thought we entered the game with a lack of confidence. You could sense it from this perspective that we played the entire game with 8 turnovers, which is great, Brian. That's what we did a lot of last year.
Yeah.
But we had 5 of the 8 turnovers in 2.5 minutes. That's
Back
hard,
in the
that's
first
hard
half,
to do.
yeah. First half.
And I think when you think about that, and then our free throw shooting, and I'm on record, and I should be because I know our team better than anybody. We're a much better free throw shooting team than we showed. At one point, I think we missed 6 in a row, certainly 4 in a row. And when you miss 6 free throws in a row, I mean, it's almost like a turnover. So I thought like between our early turnovers in the first half and just going 12 for 25 from the line, you kind of sense that we needed to get through a game before we start hopefully playing better throughout, not just in spurts or not for the most part, but playing really well for 40 minutes from start to finish. And tonight we had our moments, but we certainly didn't play well from start to finish. I'll beat you to the punch. Brandon Ashley, quite possibly the best game that he's played at Arizona, and what better thing to happen to him than the first time he's played in front of our crowd, and first game he's played since February 1st of last year, for him to go 9 of 10 from the field and 21 points, 2 steals. He was the best player on the court tonight.
Somebody asked Brandon earlier this week, when you're on the bench like that, you get a different perspective of the game, and how much did it help him? And he readily admitted that it gave him a different look and that he learned a lot just by watching his teammates. Was that part of maybe his growth coming into the game here tonight?
I think so. The number one thing is, he's healthy, and we have to keep him healthy. We have to be smart here in this early stretch, not because he's any more at risk, but knowing that how far he's come a day like tomorrow in between games, being that it's November, being smart with him making sure that on his end he's doing everything he can, because we're at the beginning of a long marathon here. And I think for him to be healthy from start to finish is one of the many things that we're hoping for. And we have no reason to believe that won't be the case, but it was great to see him play the way he played tonight.
One of the key stretches was there towards the end of the first half when your team went on a 12-0 run, had some steals and dunks. What in particular were they doing well there that sparked that?
Well, we had great energy on defense. We had great togetherness on defense. And we have talent. We're long. Sometimes I think our talent is sometimes more on that side of the ball than it is on offense. But we have to use our defense to create offense. And in that stretch, that's exactly what happened. I thought Rondé was at the forefront of some really good plays, but he wasn't the only one. Caleb Tarzewski, a double-double. And offensively, especially early, he wasn't himself in the post. We probably put him in a couple bad positions, Brian, giving him the ball as far away from the basket as he was. But from a defensive perspective, having a double-double, 10 rebounds, and defending like he did, he was our team's best defender tonight. And he was a big reason why we were able to hold Mount St. Mary's at bay. They won't play against a big guy who moves as well as he does or is as smart and physical as he is all season long.
Just look at your defensive percentage here tonight, holding them to 38.5. I know that's right where you'd love to see it all season long. Was that one of the positives to come out of the game tonight?
Yes, and we only fouled 11 times, and some of it was their deliberate style of play. But playing hard without reaching in, without fouling it makes your defense even better. They have a player on their team, last name Miller,
yeah.
who does a really good job, Will Miller. And you have to watch him because he's capable of breaking the game open. One of our defensive strategies is just to make sure that if he got a couple open looks, that they were contested. And the fact that he only shot 3 threes and he made 2 of them, if you give a guy like him 7 or 8, 9, 10 good looks, he can really be a difference maker in the game. So from a defensive perspective, we as a team did a good job defending him.
Coach, congratulations. Great way to start. I know it's a busy early season, so we'll see you again on Sunday.
Thank you, Brian.
All right. Head coach Sean Miller here, courtside at McKale Center, where the Wildcats beat Mount St. Mary's by a final score of 78-55. Coach